that gives it that beautiful limoncello, goodness, sweetness. And then we'll talk about the upcoming promotion, and we have a contest that we're gonna start today.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll release that info, and then yeah, that's about it. Tiffany's nodding. The owner is actually right next to me, so she's doing my tech stuff today.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. I'm excited, Mike. Like maybe I don't know if I should go ahead and say who I am. You introduced yourself.
Yeah, it's 7:01, so go right ahead.
Okay. Hey guys, I am the owner and founder of Emblem Olive Oil, a extra virgin and infused olive oil company. My name is Chastity Pritchett, and I am just so excited for this partnership. I'm so excited to talk about olive oil and coffee and how this is just an amazing dream. So welcome, everyone.
All right. Yeah, so thanks for joining us. I know we've been working on this for a while, right? It's been...
Yes.
I was thinking it was a lot colder when we first started making these lattes.
Yes, and now it's like perfect for the summer, like it's summertime. We're gonna have like a refreshing drink, and yeah. It's timing.
So originally when we first, obviously everybody knows, I'm not going to say who, but a large coffee chain started doing olive oil and coffee, which, is a Southern Italian thing, which is where my family's from. So I was familiar with that. And then when you had dropped your olive oil off, I basically started putting tablespoons in my coffee at home after your recommendation. And that was just the regular, not even the lemon, just the regular.
Yeah.
And I found that it was delightful, and it changed the flavor of the coffee, but not in a bad way. It actually brought out some different nuances.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed it. And then that one day we were at the shop talking about like what kind of drink could we make with this, and I just so happened to have returned from New York with the rose syrup, and the limoncello syrup was, I brought that home to make Italian sodas, and you had the lemon when we did the tasting. You had the lemon olive oil, which is right here, and and then when something clicked in me, you're like lemon olive oil, and then I was like limoncello syrup. We gotta put these two together, like lemon meringue pie, and that's basically what the latte tastes like. So that's the cold, especially the cold one. The cold one tastes like a nice, fresh, cold lemon meringue pie slice.
Yes, like Michael, like I was expecting, I reached out. I'm like, hey, Emblem Olive Oil is here. We local. We have amazing olive oil. And I was just thinking just my EVOO, which is extra virgin olive oil. But when you said like the notes in lemon and the citrus goes well, that just really blew my mind. I'm like, oh my gosh, this fresh lemon olive oil infused with coffee. I was just like, you know what, this is amazing. This is going to be amazing and different and so like innovative. And, I was just like, okay, I cannot wait for the general public to be able to experience what we are about to give them,
And we noticed that in our taste tests, it's pretty split, like hot or cold. Some people, like, I love the cold. That's the iced latte. That's like the way that I like it. But have baristas that loved it hot. It's good hot too. I just, for some reason, the cold just reminds me of a cold pie. So that's why I'm like, oh, I like it, iced. But yeah, it'll be interesting, obviously, when the public gets a hold of it, what they decide which one they like better. So I think we'll keep track of that and kind of do some social media posts too and say like, do you like it better hot or cold, and kind of see.
Yeah. That's going to be fun. But you know what? The most for Emblem Olive Oil, we like to promote health. We like to take olive oil to the next level where a lot of people haven't seen olive oil done before. We like to explain like the benefits of olive oil. And I guess I can kind of get into that, which like you mentioned before, I have been putting a shot of olive oil in my coffee or my smoothies since the beginning. So now everyone will be able to experience this. But olive oil and black coffee can lower your chances or the risk of having chronic diseases. Okay, chronic diseases like high cholesterol, high blood pressure, even obesity. Why? Because of the polyphenols that are found in olive oil itself, but also found in coffee. So just combining those two together helps with inflammation. Okay, so that's why it's sort of like a health thing for you to be able to mix olive oil and coffee together. It also improves the absorption of healthy antioxidants within the coffee, but it also slows down the absorption of coffee so that you can get a longer and steadier release of caffeine throughout the morning. So you don't automatically get that bigger rush and then by midday you're like down and like can't move with no energy. Look, mixing the olive oil and coffee is going to give you a longer caffeine, I don't want to say rush, but throughout the day.
It's more sustained.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
so with the coffee that we're doing, obviously lattes. It's going to be our espresso, which is our late watch espresso. And for those that don't know, that's a 4-bean blend. Originally, when we tested this, we tested it, as you recall, with the straight Colombian. And the reason is I wanted one particular flavor note when I did this, right? Because our espresso is extremely complex. 4 beans. We have Colombian, Ethiopian, Indonesian, Sumatra, and Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
And basically to try to, dissect that plus the olive oil, I wanted to make sure it was just super clean and super easy. But now that I've got it dialed in, we added it with the espresso. It's going to come out really, really nice. We did it today at the shop, both iced and hot. And our late watch espresso is basically the flagship blend of cold press. It's what we're known for. That you can buy obviously in the bag at our stores. Of course, every shop serves it, but it also, people think that espresso is a type of bean, and it's not. It's a type of drink, and it's a level of grind. There's no such thing as an espresso bean. So I don't know anybody that believes that. It's not a real thing. And coffee can be put into an espresso machine and made into an espresso shot. So we use 4 different beans for ours. There's no rule, right? It could be 1 bean, 2 beans, 3 beans, 5 beans, 7 beans, whatever you want. I like to make it complex, so that's why we use the 4, 2 darks, 2 mediums. It gives it nice balance. The Colombian has a citrus note to it, which brings out the lemon.
Yeah.
Olive oil, which is really nice. We also have the Ethiopian, which has tasting notes of blueberry and caramel, which really balance out nice with the limoncello syrup. The sweetness naturally comes out of that. And then from the dark beans, you get the chocolates, milk and dark, as well as the caramel. So I find it a super complex drink, depending on which milk you use. And that's going to be another step, right? Because, the almond milk is a little sweeter. Mm-hmm. So that adds to the sweetness of the drink.
Yeah.
We used all 3 today. Whole milk, which is not as sweet because obviously it's whole milk. You get the lipids from the milk kind of balance out that acidity of the citrus notes. Yeah. And then oat milk, which is what I like. I think is the most balanced personally, but it depends on your lactose intolerance or whatever.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm interested to see what the people like, because they're all 3 taste different depending on the milk.
Yeah. I'm interested too. So you'll have to let me know all about that, behind the scenes. But, one thing, you mentioned about your different coffees, and I always like to let people know, like, it's infused. The Emblem olive oil is infused, but I also have to say that it's infused with fresh lemons, like squeezing the lemon, getting the juice and infusing it in our high quality olive oil. So you are just getting a fresh drink all around. And I'm really, excited to share that with everyone as well.
Yeah. And a lot of olive oil, which, I learned from you as well, is that a lot of the stuff that people are buying, and it's kind of made the news lately, but a lot of the olive oil companies are getting sued because they're not even putting out real olive oil. And yours is the legit. I think you said the olives are grown in Texas, right?
Yeah, in California. Okay. Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, and I did not even know that we like in the U.S. produced olive oil, which I think is amazing, and the quality of the olive oil. I've given this to a couple of my chef friends to try. They absolutely love the stuff. They're like, the one guy in Chesapeake's like, how do I get this at my restaurant? This stuff's amazing. So it is so good. I mean, like I said, I've been cooking with it. Pretty much got all my other, store-bought crap and switched over to this.
Yeah. Yeah. One thing about it is I have learned in this business that the consumer, the customer, they know what tastes good. They know what they like to cook with, and they keep coming back, because it's just like an oil that you've never really had before with my different flavors. We're talking about the fresh lemon, but I have a spicy Cajun, a smoky mesquite, an herbes de Provence, and all of those are done with fresh produce, done with fresh spices in order to bring that, in order to make it fun really in the kitchen to cook and really do some different varieties with your food in the kitchen. So chefs are loving that. Mike is loving that.
That herbes de Provence was with the bread. That was just by itself was fire. That was.
Yeah, well, hopefully maybe with the contest going on, maybe somebody will win that herbes de Provence olive oil.
Yeah, so we'll talk about that. I got to make sure I have the dates in front of me here. But so we're doing the Limoncello olive oil latte giveaway, right? So basically, everybody that's tuning in, you have to basically follow Town Center Cold Press. That's number one. Follow Emblem Olive Oil, so your Emblem Olive Oil page, which they can Google or search for, and then tag a friend on this post that you'd like to try one of our olive oil lattes with, and then we'll be doing the contest. Starts today, basically now, right? The live all the way through. I want to say it's Monday. Yep, Monday, and then Tuesday at noon we'll be announcing the winner. So first place gets a bottle of their choice, right? Or whatever you are putting out for
a surprise. Maybe spicy, maybe smoky mesquite. We'll just let it surprise.
You get a free bottle of olive oil and a coupon for a large limoncello olive oil latte at any of our cold press locations. Second and third prizes will get a free small limoncello olive oil latte at any of our locations. So that will be a exciting contest. So make sure that you follow both pages, Town Center Cold Press, Emblem Olive Oil, like the post, and make sure you tag your friend, and then come on out and try this latte.
Yeah.
Latte, so the release of the latte, because a lot of people were probably wondering, so Monday is an app-only release, which means you have to have our app, the Town Center Cold Press app, to get the latte on Monday at the store. And then Tuesday is the general release, July 11th to the public.
Yep.
But
that's right.
All you gotta do is download the app. It's free.
That is right. So, right. So, Mike, if anyone have any questions about olive oil, about coffee, this is your opportunity to go ahead and ask us questions. If you're kind of hesitant, if you're excited, let us know how you feel about what's about to be released. Or if you have any questions, let us know.
Yeah. I mean, I'm always around for coffee questions at the roastery, but if anybody would like to ask, even general coffee questions, be happy to answer. And as well about the lattes and kind of, like I said, you got the olive oil knowledge. I learned more about, I didn't even know there was that much to learn about olive oil.
Yes.
I think it's great though.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so much to know. It's so interesting. Every day research is being done. Every day new ways of even, how it affects the body. It is just amazing. The olive oil is really the fruit medicine, and it's just, it continues to grow, and more people are learning about it. So they want an olive oil that not only they can trust, but an olive oil that's going to give flavor to your foods that you're cooking, and so they want to start with something fresh, and that's what Emblem Olive Oil is here to do. I might have just sinking to drink. Okay.
I love that. It said, what made you want to create a healthier olive oil?
Yeah, I believe really like a lot of olive oils are healthy, okay? But what I wanted to do is, how can I get people in the kitchen cooking healthy? There are some people, really extra virgin olive oil does have a taste, and it's not just a bland olive oil. But I knew, like, in order to get people cooking in their kitchen, they're gonna want variety. They're gonna want to taste the flavor, but also not override the flavor by just flavor and not tasting the olive oil. So I said, you know what? I know as a female, I love variety when I'm shopping. So why not infuse some of those like flavors and produce in olive oil, and let's just see what happens. And that was 4 years ago. So that's mainly, I wanted variety. I wanted something different that is on the shelves that people know, oh, that's Emblem. Let me try, a spicy Cajun because I want to cook salmon tonight, or make Cajun pasta, where here's your spicy Cajun olive oil for you to do that.
Or just dip bread in it like I do.
Or just bread. Or, I tell my customers, like, we are not just a drizzle. You pour the olive oil on your food, So yeah, it's good to marinate, to grill, to saute, to use as a finishing oil. It is good for all the above.
And just, we talk about health stuff. So we recently switched over to Rose syrups, which is ROJ. It's based out of Guatemala. We met them at the Coffee Expo, and we just fell in love with this company. A lot of the latte syrups, and what kind of stopped me over time from drinking lattes was either some of them aren't pure cane sugar, some of them use the corn syrup, and then of course even the ones that do, there's just a lot of ingredients on the bottle that I can't pronounce. So I would kind of stay away from them. I'm really a black coffee drinker anyway, obviously being a roaster. However, we went by this stand and they made us a coconut vanilla latte right there. Like, they had baristas, right there. And he said, do you want a latte? I said, sure, why not? I will tell you, Tiffany does not drink a whole lot of coffee. She's like our juice expert, but that's the first time I've seen her like down an entire coffee. It was so good. And I said, man, that's really, really good. So we ended up basically switching our syrups over to them. It's pure cane sugar, natural ingredients. They make flavors that no other company makes, like limoncello, for example. And, kind of I think everything happens for a reason, right? Because right around the time we met them, I met you, and it's like everything just blended together. So we ended up with this incredible lemon olive oil, this incredible lemon syrup, and our baristas are super stoked to start cranking these things out on Monday for app downloads. So make sure you go and get the Town Center Cold Press app. It is 100% free, and we do offer app giveaways and promotions and coupons and all kinds of good stuff. So it's worth it to have it. And then, where can they get your olive oil for the people that want to buy it just in the kitchen?
Yeah, well, my olive oil here locally is in the Chrysler Museum. Go in the gift shop. All of the flavors are right there. You don't have to sign in, or, you don't have to have a membership at the Chrysler. You can just go in the gift shop and say, where's that Emblem olive oil, okay? And I know it's going to be a lot of things. A lot of people are going to be buying it. So even if you want the olive oil, you can go on Chrysler Museum and order and pick it up later. But of course, you can always go to my website at www.emblemoliveoil.com, and you can purchase olive oil there, or even on Amazon as well.
Right. That's exciting.
Yeah.
I'll be going there when I'm like halfway through this bottle. So.
Yes. Oh my gosh, Michael, I really appreciate Town Center Cold Press, and I'm so honored to be able to work with you all and to partner with this, because your ingredients says a lot about how you treat your customers, and you feel like they deserve the best of the best. I mean, that limoncello with cane sugar. I mean, I don't know anyone else that's doing it like the way that you all are doing. So it is an honor for me to be able to partner with such a caring coffee shop that cares about the ingredients, cares about what your customer is putting in that cup. So thank you so much. I know this is maybe not the end, but I just had to say that.
Appreciate it. We love it. It's we're always trying to come up with new things, and like I said, the timing was perfect. Somebody asked how I got into coffee. I got into coffee in Central America. I lived in Guatemala for a time and just got lucky. met and lived next to an amazing man named Fernando. He was an expert in coffee, and he just kind of kept teaching me and teaching me every day. I just became thirsty for the knowledge. I would just ask him every day, tell me something about coffee, tell me something about coffee. And, you know, kind of like with you go down the rabbit hole, right? And I just kept, there's so much to the science of coffee. And my father was a chef. So, you know, I grew up obviously around food and eating good food. And, you know, like even before I got into coffee, I have a flavor Bible in my, you know, bookshelf, and just started to get into coffee and notice just the nuances of all the different beans and all the different tasting notes and how you can pair them together, blending the beans together. So like I take a very culinary approach to my coffee blending as far as like what flavors go with what flavors, or what flavors might people think that don't go together but actually do.
Yeah.
A good example, lemon in coffee, most people don't think that, and part of the reason is, right, there's 7 different types of acids in coffee and they're not all pleasant. So a lot of people think lemon, they think acidic, they think coffee acidic is bad. But acidic coffee is actually necessary. Acid provides body in coffee. So we want acid in coffee to a degree, right? But we want what they call balanced acid in coffee. So, you know, like when you see the Italians doing the lemon, you know, they put the actual lemon slice over the cup and they pull the shot right through it. That is a thing, right? But again, you got to have the right espresso for that. And you got to, you know, and they usually put in sugar to counteract, which is what the limoncello does for us, right? The sugar counteracts some of the citric acidity from the lemon. And so, you know, with this drink, the target was balanced flavor. And that's what I think we really get between the 4 beans that we blended, the limoncello syrup, the 3 different types of milk. I mean, there's technically 6 different ways you can have this drink. So you can have it hot or cold with 3 different types of milk on each one. So you can get 6 of them, right? And then let me know which one you like the best.
Yeah.
So personally, oat milk, iced. But, you know, I suggest you come in, try them all based on what you can tolerate and what you like. You'll notice different things. I notice with the hot, I actually notice the olive oil, the polyphenols, to give you that little kind of pepperiness.
Yeah.
But I never knew why I would get that pepperiness in the back. And you get that hot than you do with the ice.
Mm-hmm.
But also, you know, I don't know if people are aware of this, when you taste coffee or when we taste anything, we taste it through the temperature range because your body perceives different flavors at different temperatures. So at hotter temperatures, you don't perceive sweetness. And a good example of that is if you drink hot cocoa when it's super, super hot, right? You get the flavor of cocoa, but you don't get the sweetness until it cools down. And that's because your body can't perceive sweetness at a very hot temperature. So that's why, you know, and I always tell people, like, people go, like, all those coffee mugs that keep your beverage hot for 24 hours. Well, first of all, a coffee is not going to last 24 hours with me. Second of all, I don't want it to stay the same temperature. I want it to go through the temperature range because that last sip, I like it to be around, you know, 80 degrees, 85 degrees, a little above room temperature, because I want to get those nuances and the sweetness of the coffee that you get at that temperature. So,
yeah, that's cool. Oh my God, that was great information, Mike. It really was. Yes, that was so good. Yes, take a sip of water, or maybe something else that you may be sipping on.
The lavender, so because I love the syrup so much and I'm testing all the different ones, this is lavender syrup with club soda. So I made an Italian soda out of it, which is also good with the limoncello syrup. To take this in club soda and just make a limoncello Italian soda, it's like my daughter's favorite thing now.
Oh, that sounds so delicious. Like, oh my gosh. And you said lavender, right?
Yeah, lavender. Yep.
And speaking of lavender, that is in our Herbes de Provence olive oil that you love so much. So
I know. Hey, that one, and I will tell you, the mesquite was really surprising. I wasn't sure about that one at first, and then when I tasted it, I was like, oh wow, yeah, that mesquite flavor is.
and you know what, Mike? I thought, and I'm going to answer, we have a what helped you both decide that you wanted to make a change growing up. I'll answer that, but I do want to say that smoky mesquite, when I first launched that, I was going to pull it back because everyone, they never heard of it. They were like kind of nervous to try it. But one post from, I believe it was Tabitha Brown, and she was cooking with that smoky mesquite maybe like a couple of years ago. And now smoky mesquite is probably my #1 seller. So
Yeah.
yeah. What helped? We have a question. What helped you both decide that you wanted to make a change growing up? You mean like changing as far as the get into the business of olive oil? I can tell you that. I had no idea that I was gonna be in the business of olive oil. It's just sort of like happened. I had the opportunity to have some fresh olive oil that was infused with jalapeno peppers right here in Virginia. And it was so good. And I'm like, oh my gosh, let me research olive oil and see what's going on. I read all the health benefits of olive oil. I saw that there was no representation for Black people in olive oil. And you know what? I said, if there's no representation, then the health benefits are not going out that our community needs. And I started the company with mentors in Australia, in Texas, and California. And that was 4 years ago. And here we are today.
Yeah, that's amazing. I think it's great. And it's funny because everybody, they kind of like snarfed at it when it first came out, like olive oil and coffee. And it's like, well, who invented espressos? Like the Italians, olive oil, the Italians. So the two probably together, and they do. And that is, if you go to Southern Italy, that's actually how the company that I won't name started doing that, because one of the CEOs was in Southern Italy, and it was served to him, and he was like, "This is incredible." And they're like, "This is new here," and it was like, he realized it was a common thing. So it's there's a lot of neat, like I said, neat health benefits to it, but also neat flavor changes, and like I said, it's all right. Just like all olive oils are not created the same, all coffees are not created the same. So I don't recommend taking like Bertolli from the grocery store and slapping it in your 7-Eleven coffee. Probably not a good idea.
And don't do too much, because we know that, olive oil is an antioxidant, but it is also a monounsaturated fat. Okay. So sometimes the olive oil in coffee can clear you out a little bit. So
long way. We don't use a lot. I was using a teaspoon for a cup, for a full cup of coffee.
Yeah. So like if you have like a 6-ounce cup, you want to use like a 1.5 teaspoon of olive oil. But sometimes people who have, because olive oil helps with your digestive system. So if you need, to release, then go ahead and take that shot. I know I'm right, TMI, right? But hey, we got to let the people know, Mike, okay? I'm here to tell the truth, tell the facts about olive oil. Take your tablespoon of olive oil and you'll be good, okay?
I know. Good. It's fun.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to the release next week. So Monday, make sure you download the app. Make sure you come into the shop if you have the app and get yourself a Limoncello Olive Oil Latte. If you don't have the app, you can wait till Tuesday and get it with everybody else. But the app's free, so please download it. You can go ahead to tccp.cafe, which is our website. You can also order our bags of coffee there. Late Watch Espresso, so you can literally order yourself a bag of espresso. You can go to the Chrysler Museum, get you an Emblem olive oil, and you can experiment at home and come up with your own concoction.
Yes, and if you do, make sure you tag us, okay? Post and tag us so we can see what you're doing, okay?
I get all the coffee feedback that comes in the cold press comes to me. So, if you guys have feedback, make sure you message the Instagram account. Of course, if you like it and love it, make sure you guys leave a review. That would be awesome. I'm not going to say 5 stars, but you can do 5 stars. That'd be cool. But we do love that. We love the feedback, and by all means, if you have any ideas, shoot them over to me. I'm always experimenting. I'm down at the roastery, 440 Monticello. So our roastery is open to the public. I roast right there, typically Mondays and Tuesdays, sometimes Wednesdays. You can watch, you can ask questions. So yeah, I do enjoy the company, and I love talking about. I'm a nerd, right? So I love talking about coffee. So
yes, this is awesome. And
hey,
I've
had people come watch me roast, and one guy came so many times that he actually bought his own little mini roaster, and now he roasts out of his kitchen.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool. And always, I'm here for the community. If you all have any questions about olive oil, smoke point, is it okay to grill? Is it okay to fry? The answer is yes. I like to dispel myths, you know. So if you have any questions, I'm always here for the community and to better just the overall human body. So thank you so much.
All right, and we'll just remind everybody about the contest again.
Yeah.
Make sure you like Time Center Cold Press's profile, like and follow Emblem Olive Oil profile, and tag someone on this post that you would like to have a latte with, and then come on in, and we will pick on Tuesday the winner of the free bottle of olive oil and a free latte. First, second, and third place prize.
Yeah. Yay.
Well, thank you, everyone that tuned in, and thank you for taking the time to go live with me.
No problem. It was fun. It's always fun. Coffee and olive oil. I mean, that's what we do.
All right. Well, we'll see you. I'll see you next week, I'm sure, and we'll see everybody at the shop next week, and we'll talk soon.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. Just